So we've got to write this as a single logarithm, and when you look at this here, you can see there's a takeaway. So we're going to look at the division law, aren't we? Okay, the second law. However, there's a number in front of that log, isn't there, which we've got to deal with. So remember then, we can use the third law there. Okay, so a reminder on the sheet here, you know, that's what I mentioned there about taking away. So we're going to use this, but because there's a number in front of my second logarithm here, okay, there's a 4 there, I've got to look at the third law here, and there's a number in front like a k, I can take it up to the power there. Okay, so let's keep the first logarithm as it is, log to the base 10 of 3. But this 4 here, let's just take that up as a power. Now let's be careful here now, right? Because when you do that, you have to apply that number there as a power to the whole thing, right? So that bracket is super important. Okay. Sometimes they don't put brackets there. Okay, so you've got to be careful there. You've got to appreciate that the 4, that term there applies as a power to the whole thing, okay, when you take it up. So what I can do then is, on the next line, is I can actually work out what this is. So apply that power 4 to the fraction. Well, 1 to the power 4 is just 1, actually. It doesn't change it, right? 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. And then 2 then to the power 4. Well, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 16. 2 to the power 4 is 16. So I've got that, okay? And then I'm going to apply that second law then, because I've got the logarithms taken away. So you then use the division law. So I've got then log to the base 10 as a single logarithm where I've got 3 on top. And on the bottom then I got a 16. So our fraction on the bottom of my fraction, so to speak. But that's the way it is, okay, because you're taking away, it is division, that divide by this. Okay, so 3 divided by 1/16, and you know, of course, well, you can work this out on your calculator, it's not a problem, but you know when you divide it by a fraction, the fraction on the bottom, the denominator here will flip up to the top, and times by what's there, so you get 48 inside there, exactly 48 actually. You can check on your calculator, and that's what the answer is a single logarithm. With this second one here, okay, again, there's 3 logarithms here, so we have to take our time. But again, you know, you've got this half in front, we need to take it up, right? So we're going to have logarithm to the base a of 81 to the power half, okay. Here then the 2, we're going to take that up as well. So we've got logarithm to the base a of root 5 to the power 2. And take away then, and again this 3 over 2, take it up, okay. So log to the base a of 9 to the power 3 over 2. So I've taken all those terms in front up, okay, using the third law of logarithms, okay. There's only 3 laws we have to use, so you get used to this, okay. Now when you look at what we've got here, let's just take our time on this, okay. Now you should appreciate what that actually is, yeah? Power half, don't forget, is just square root, isn't it? Again, though, you know, you can type that into your calculator, 81 to the power half, and it'll do it for you. But just for clarity, you know, just to confirm what I just said, we know that to mean power half is square root, so I could write it like that. And then with the next one's interesting, isn't it? Because I got a square root and I'm squaring it, so they sort of inverse operations, aren't they? So what happens is, of course, it all disappears. So if you square root, it just vanishes. So I'm just left with 5. And then here, well, again, using your calculator, you could see 3 to the power 3 over 2 as a fraction, okay. That just means you've got to square root it and then cube it, so you actually get 27. But again, we check it on our calculator. So just for clarity then, that becomes 9. That stays as it is there, and we've got this. Now when I'm left with this then, 3 logarithms, 2 of them there, you've got to add and take away. Go in the order we've got here, right? So let's just add these first, take our time. So when I add these 2 together, okay, of course you've got the multiplication law. So I'm dealing with these 2 first, multiply these so I get 45, and then I'll deal with this here at the end then, right? And we've got then the subtraction, so that's going to be our division law, so I get log to the base a of 45 over 27. And you can simplify that then in here, okay. I think that comes to log to the base a of 5/3, yeah, because 9 goes in top and bottom, but again, you can check on your calculator, and we'll leave it like that. We've written it as a single logarithm.